been a heck of a run for these two teams. Italy beating Switzerland in the semi-finals. France, the buoyant and effervescent and noisy French team, beat South Korea, the Republic of Korea, 44-43 in a tight one in the semi-finals. And these two teams are the most successful nations in Olympic fencing. They're within a couple of medals of each other over the course of the modern Olympics, which began in 1896. Fencing is the national sport in both of these countries. Yes, believe it or not, it is the national sport in both Italy and France. Every kid has to do at least a year of fencing at school. And that, perhaps, is why we often see them at this stage of the competition. It's time to go for gold here on day 4 of Rhine-Ruhr 2025 World University Games Summer. And the two hottest nations in the world of fencing go up against each other for the gold medal in the women's team epee.
Representing France.
Für Frankreich, Emma Lovray. Océan Francillon. Alice Conrad. And Kelly Lusignier.
Representing Italy.
Und für Italien, Vittoria Ziletti. Carola Macagno. Elena Ferraciuti and Eleonora Orso.
The referees are
Die Kampfrichter sind Kelly Köhler from the United States of America and Tim Drescher from Germany.
Fencers, please get ready for the bout.
Fechter, macht euch bitte bereit für das Gefecht.
So the French team lining up with Emma Lovray, Océan Francillon and Elise Conrad. They have Kelly Lucina in reserve. The Italians line up with Vittoria Siletti, Carola Macagno and Elena Ferracuti. Eleanor also the reserve for the Italians. Team huddles. And the, in inverted commas, pep talk before the match gets underway. Elise Conrad will start for the French team on the right-hand side of the piste, and it will be Elena Ferracuti who will start for Italy. Well, as you can probably hear, French have got an awful lot of support in the crowd here.
Kampfrichter, bitte starte das Gefecht.
The fencers on the other teams are here in support, but I also think the French have brought in some of the athletes from the other sports. This Essen Messe is a hall that hosts 4 different sports. It's such a big complex. It's got 4 different sports going on. And I can tell by the fact there's no noise coming from outside of this particular hall that perhaps the other sports have finished and all the French athletes have come in here. There is a huge contingent on the French side in the stands, and they are jumping up and down. They are buoyant. They are noisy. There they are. There they are.
The blade, please.
There's loads of them. That's not just fencers there.
The blade, please.
Okay, so Elena Ferracuti on the left, Elise Conrad for France on the right. Kelly Köhler from the United States of America refereeing the match gets us underway. This for the gold medal in the women's team epee. Ferracuti using the pistol grip on the left-hand side. Conrad using the French grip. Well, 2 left-handers for Ferracuti in the Italian team. Pace quite intense for women's epee. These two definitely in search of a hit. And it's Conrad who's the one that goes after it, but Ferracuti screaming in delight and picking up the parry, first down in the low line and then coming up into the high line to hit for the lead. Whole body is target. Oh, that is almost on cue. Thank you very much, Elise. The whole body's target, including the foot. Now, it doesn't look like we're going to see passivity, certainly not in this first round. But if a minute ticks away without a hit being scored, the passivity cards start coming out. One is a little slap on the wrist. The second one is a proper warning, and both teams will get a hit. Third one is the end of the match. So we see 3 one-minute periods, 60-second periods without a hit. Oh, that's nice, over the top. Then we will see a P black card. Now, the reason I mention that is because it's the abandonment of the fight, because both teams aren't going for each other, basically. But you have to have a winner in a bronze medal match, and the winner will be the highest seeded team. And Italy are the ones that hold that honour. They're seeded 5th in the competition. France seeded 7th. So we may see that come into play, but it doesn't look like it in this first leg. Oh, another one to foot. You see Macagno getting ready and warmed up for the Italian. She's on next. The Italians know how to play this game, as do the French. And I wonder whether Ferracuti decided her hair was in the way because she wants to stop the run of Conrad. Just about getting away with a double there, Conrad. Now we get into a position where the two fencers are just trying to see this out. They're trying to be careful. And it's another hit for both teams on a double. A 5-3 run then for Conrad. And she hands over to Levray. Levray will be up against Macagno. Canyo, I should say. Macagno, 24th in the individual competition. Levray, 48th. So Macagno going one stage further in the individual. You can see the Italian using the full width of the piste, dancing around left to right. Trying to find different angles. Lovre being very, very careful here. You can see Macagno just using the left side of the piece at the moment, but she jumps over to the right. He moves around all over the shot. Does open up the back of the target, and Lovre took advantage. Well, video appeal called down. I'm not surprised. Macagno, light came up for Lovre, but Macagno and I wonder where that came from. There is Kelly Kohler with Tim Drescher, the German, who's on the video at the moment. Now, where does this hit come? A very close look at this in 20% speed, so it's taking a little bit of time. And we're looking exactly, yeah, that hit came up with the tip hitting the sword, the blade, and there can be no hit. See, they're testing the blade here, and the blade coming up. Now that is a faulty weapon, so the hit should stand, and it does indeed stand. It's Macagno's fault that her weapon isn't earthed. It really should be. I have never, ever seen that before. Never seen a hit on your opponent's sword come up as a light on the box, on the scoring apparatus. But it is the responsibility of the fencer holding the weapon. We'll see it again here. I've got to be honest, wow. I'm stunned. I've never seen it before. In 40 years that I've been involved in this sport, I have never, ever seen that. Thank you, Fizu, for providing us with a very first. Well, hit stands. Lovre can get it. It's not her fault. Well, a challenging moment for Macagno, and another double is scored. I've got to say, that's taken my breath away, that seventh hit for Lovre. You never want your commentator to be speechless, but I was there for a second. Apologies. Lovre controlling this now. She is going backwards, so it looks, you know, if you're new to the sport, it looks like Macagno is the one doing all the work, but this is a deliberate tactic from Lovre. She wants to draw Macagno on. She wants to bring her out because it's the first one to hit in epee. She's happy to rely on her ability to be reactive in a defensive strategy. It's just great. It's just really, really good tactics from the French. And the 2-hit lead becomes 4. Really good work from the French in the first 2 legs. They've gone 5-3, 5-3 to open up a 4-point lead. And on comes Essen Francillon against Vittoria Seletti for Italy on the left. Now these 3 fencers on both teams would have been given very specific instructions for these first 3 fights. I wonder if the Italians have changed that up for Seletti, because they don't want to let this gap get any bigger. Hit stands.
On guard. Prêt. Allez.
Francillon stepping in there, and her blade movement was too big. That is a lovely bit of closing footwork from Seletti. She spotted the movements were big from the blade, closed the distance, and that gave her a big opportunity that Francillon's blade was out of the way, and she could land a single light. She closed the gap by 2. Steady and patient work from the Italians. Well, we were ticking on for 50 seconds of no hit then, and Francillon was aware of that. Just waited and waited patiently for the opportunity to go after it. And we are in a position now where another hit has to be scored here, otherwise a passivity card will be given. The clock started on 1 minute and 1 second. So the referee has rights, if this ticks down to 1 second, to call passivity and give both teams a yellow card. Someone's got to score. 30 seconds left to go in this period. The Italians we find with a passivity call. Seletti not taking any risks, even though she's staying active. Francillon has to go for this. Is the referee going to let it go? I think Francillon is hoping so, because we're on passivity, and he doesn't let it go. And 0.45 of a second left on the clock, and a passivity call is given. And I don't think Francillon realized. And the French have had a call go against them here. Even though they have the lead, they are the lowest seeded team. And yes, Italy are behind at the moment, but it's not far enough for them to be too worried. 1 for French, 2 for the Italians. They've closed the gap up by 1. That is the job in the early stages when you're trailing. You don't have to go after it completely. You can take your time when you're trailing this early in a match.
On guard. 3. Ali.
Start of the 4th leg of this intriguing battle. Percuti on for Italy, Lovre on for the French. "35 seconds on the shot clock, 60 seconds without a hit." I wonder if Percuti is happy for P Reds to come out here. They back themselves, but she decides to go for it. Patience, pushing her opponent to the back line and then fashioning a beat, low, high hit.
Ali.
I love our production team. They're showing us brilliant replays. This is some of the best coverage fencing has ever had. Patience again from Percuti, just searching around the guard there to see if there was an opportunity, and then shows the real attack. You can see what Percuti is doing. She put in a little fake attack a couple of seconds before that, and then landed the real one. Italy back within 1, and I wonder if they're going to play passivity here. It's perfectly acceptable within the rules, and now they're on level terms. 1:28 on the clock. Does Percuti go after this now and go and try and get 1 or 2 hits into the lead?
Ali.
Has still got 5 legs to go after this, and they could play a canny game here. Get the lead and then back off and make the French do the work. Now, Lovre has recognised that that is a threat. And now Italy are in control of the match. I know it's only a 1-point lead, but they've been given a passivity yellow card, which now stays for the rest of the match. If there's passivity again, it will be a passivity red card. And if there is again an Italy lead or they're level, Italy take the gold medal. Gotta love the tactics in team fencing. By my reckoning, they are absolutely bang on for another passivity call here if this was to run down to 0 on the clock. This now is a matter of discretion for the referee. The last one was clear. There was 1 minute and 1 second left on the clock in the previous period, and the referee called halt with 0.45 of a second left of the leg to go. Now passivity doesn't come into play, and France have drawn level. And that's the first hit from Lovre in this leg.
Ali.
We went 5-3 against Macagno in her first outing. So Lovre has struggled here against Percuti. And time runs out. It's a good leg from the Italians. 4 plays 1 for Percuti. So we get a good replay here of the fake. That's a circular cease beat, low, high hit. It was a beauty. Showed a lot of variety for Akuti. And she hands over to Vittoria Seletti, and she's up against Elise Conrad. Conrad went 5-3 against Ferracuti in her first outing. The Pommela is perhaps the most aggressive of the three French fencers. So Seletti giving away the first point. And she's the container. Oh dear. She's been sent in to do a containing job. She certainly tried to do that in the first of her legs. She went 2-1 against Francilion in that first leg. But she finishes first for the Italian. She goes third, now fifth and seventh in their lineup. So they are 4, 5 and 6 for those in the know of how team orders work. They've decided, the Italians, for Seletti to finish up first. And that means that they will be banking on either being very close or hoping that Ferracuti and Macagno, who finish for Italy, can close the gap or see it out if they're leading. You could say she's number 3 on the team, Seletti. Oh, look down to the foot, but didn't commit Seletti. And this is a good leg from Conrad. Beautiful hit. Wasn't committed from the Italian. And that's 3-0 for the French. And the French clearly have decided to target Seletti. I think Conrad will push for more here. .40 seconds on the shot clock. Seletti under a little bit of pressure here. And Conrad gets another hit as Seletti feels she has to go for it. The tactics are brilliant from the French. What a great match this is. Tactically, both teams are playing the game here. French have taken advantage through Conrad. And Kelly Kohler calls for a halt because the two fencers got too close to each other. So 5 hits in a row, 6 hits in a row for France. This is exactly what the French need. If they can open up this gap even further, the Italians are going to be pressed into pushing. So when I talked about the lead earlier on, and now Seletti thought she'd hit, so she's having her weapon checked. Well, also the substitute bouncing up and down. She's the substitute for the Italians. This could be a bit of gamesmanship. Not definite that also will come on. But she is warming up, so we need to keep an eye on that. And Seletti needs to keep an eye on Conrad. I wonder if they're already thinking about replacing Seletti with Orso. Because Seletti's back out again. Not the next leg, obviously. The one after. She has 1 fight rest. Ten seconds to go in the match, and it's been a great leg from Elise Conrad. She still seems to want to go for more here. She's not going to let Seletti out, but time runs out, and a 5-0 run for the French. This one is toing and throwing. And the Italians are in a spot of bother here, you have to say. Conrad going +7 over her first 2 matches. She's outscored her opponents by 7 hits in her 2 fights so far. Siletti has gone -4. She's given away 4 more hits than she's scored. On the piece now, Carola Macagno and Océane Francillon. Leg number 6. Océane Francillon has picked up a 5-point lead from her teammate Elise Conrad, and she'll be there to certainly contain. But look at the movement on the feet of the French fencer on the right, dancing in and out, little half steps with the front foot, playing with the distance. On the other side, Macagno looking to go for something, but a launched flash attack from the right opens the lead further. This is the thing when you have the lead. You can play percentages. You're happy to go backwards. You have no issue with that because you know what your opponent has to do. Your opponent has to force a hit. And then when they take their foot off the gas for a second, you can explode into an attack and they won't be ready. Francillon playing the game beautifully here. Oh, this is the French sensing an opportunity for gold and deciding the best way forward is to try and pull away from the Italians. Nice hit under the wrist. Solid. First hit for the Italians in 3 legs. Well, again, a 3rd hit from Francillon. And it's of the same making. She's just dancing and playing around with the distance. She's staying active whilst playing a passive strategy. So she's dancing around on her feet to keep herself lively and ready for action. But the second that Macagno decides that she can take a little breather, Francillon is on top of her. Really, really good fencing, really disciplined fencing. Francillon finished 7th in the individual competition here, and she's taking France into a commanding lead in the team competition. Misses the first, misses the second, misses the third, and still able to land with the 4th touch. Italy are in trouble. Just over 20 seconds to go in the match, and Italy are in trouble here. The French have broken away in the last 2 legs, and it has been a great performance from Louvre and Conrad. Siletti is the one, sorry, from Conrad and Francillon. The Italians look like they might have to make a change in the next fight as time runs out. 4 hits for Francillon, just 2 for Macagno. 21 plays 14, and there is also, the Italians have made the call And it is the right one because Siletti was -4 in her first 2 fights. She'd given away 4 more hits than she'd scored. And so Louvre will battle the substitute.
Merci. En garde. Prêt. Allez.
So we're underway in the final third of the match. The French have capitalized on an opportunity in the middle 3 legs to open up a 7-point lead. And now the Italians had no choice but to bring their substitute on, who has to go after this. And she gets the first hit in this 7th leg. She needs a lot more. You fancy that if she can close the gap up to 3,
Allez.
that will be job done. Louvre, though, has something to offer. She went 5-3 in her first leg. Lost out in the second one 4-1 to Ferracuti. So you can bet your bottom dollar that Ferracuti has been talking to Orso about how to tackle the French fencer. And so far, so good for Italy. Gap closes to 5. Nice octave parry with Post onto the shoulder. Little untidy there from Orso, the Italian sub.
En garde. Prêt. Allez.
So Louvre deciding that the best way to handle also is allow the distance to close up so she can try and counter any aggressive action. So you see that she's stepping in when Orso's trying to close the distance. A little bit taller, got a little bit of extra reach. On back line, she's pinned in here. Doesn't want to get pushed to the back line. She wants the space to be able to put a step back in for the counter-attack. She just needs to press a little bit more than she is, Louvre, and the French coach. Oh, sorry, the Italian coach looking on, pretty happy with the situation so far. Gap started at 7 points. And now it's back down to 5.
Regarde. Prêt. Allez.
Also needs at least 1 more. I would say 2 would be ideal. She can just close that gap up by a couple more points. Italy are back in the match. Oh, that's lovely. She looked like she'd lost her balance there also, but she was sharp enough to land this hit on the foot. It literally went under the elbow and then onto the foot, and that missed. She nearly lost her balance, and she was able to spring out like a jack in the box. Score on the foot again. 1 more, 1 more. Eleonora also. And Italy will be delighted with your substitute performance here in the gold medal match. And she's got it. There's time to go for another one. Do they risk it? Do they risk it? Things are starting to swing back towards the Italians now. Yes, they're still behind, but Ferracuti is someone that can go after hits. We know that from her second leg, and she's on next. French have been subdued here.
Prêt. Allez.
Also, the sub for Italy has come on from Saletti and scored more points in a single leg than anyone else. He's got 6, and there's still 30 seconds left on the clock. Gets 7, but it is a double. So it doesn't quite land the first action, goes for the immediate redouble.
Ali.
Got this down to 3-hit deficit. Ferracuti coming on net. Referee had called halt, and that is after the halt. Après out, you may have heard referee Tim Drescher say after the halt.
Ali. Onga. 2. Ali.
And time runs out. This has been a cracking leg. This has been a cracking match. 6 hits was the most scored. She went on and scored 8 also. Also has done a number for Italy. It was a brilliant substitution. And the woman she replaced gives her a big pat on the shoulder there. Thanks very much for bailing me out. Thanks very much for putting Italy back in the match.
Merci.
Ferracuti on for Italy, Francillon on for France.
Ali.
The penultimate leg is underway. Océan Francillon on the right for France. He scored 1 more hit than her 2 opponents have scored against her. But it looks to me like she's been asked to play for time here. We are 15 seconds away from passivity in this 8th leg. We've had passivity called already in the match. Well, this will be a P red if we go another 5 seconds without a hit. Ferracuti doesn't seem too worried about it though. And there is passivity. Carton rouge, the red card for passivity. And we now have a situation where Italy are the ones that have to score within the next minute. Because if we have another minute without a hit, which the French will be delighted with, they will win. The French will win because they lead after 3 periods of passivity. Italy and Ferracuti have to go for this. Now, just to give you the full picture here, if Italy score twice, I don't think that hit's going to stand. Oh, the referee's given it, and a video review has been called. Now, if Italy score twice, they're in the box seat and France will have to go for it. So Francillon has taken the opportunity here to go for this. We see the replay. Now, does Francillon score before she goes past? I don't think she does. Camera slightly obscured by the Italian fencer. And the referee says she does score before she goes past. The task getting tougher. 1:37 on the clock. Remember, another 60 seconds without a hit, and France take gold.
Halt.
The French are determined to capitalise when the opportunity presents itself. They are playing a passive game here. They are luring the Italians in, but if the Italians don't do anything when they get into distance, the French have been told, go after them. 3-1 in favour of the French, 4-1 in favour of the French.
En garde. Prêt. Allez.
Distance opened by Océane Francillon. She's happy now. 5-point lead. The Italians have to go after this in this leg and the next. Passivity can still be called in this leg. There'll be around about 10 or 11 seconds on the clock. If it gets down to 10 or 11 seconds, it will be passivity, and that is why Ferracuti's going for it. And she does get the point. Okay, passivity play out of the way here, but fancy that Ferracuti has to go for this. She has to use this time to close the gap up. She can't just hand over to Carola Macagno in the final leg and hope that she can close a 4-point gap.
Allez.
2 more from Ferracuti. Probably be enough. Target score in the 8th leg is 40 points. We are a billion miles away from that, so we're not going to get there with the time as it is. Is Ferracuti just leaving this up to her sub? She did decide to go off the attack, but it was started from too far away, and Océane Francillon was ready for it, had enough room behind her to land counter-action, and they'll leave this surely. Ferracuti won't want to risk going even further behind, and Francillon will be happy with the 5-point lead. Oh, we are in for a treat of a finish, because we know the Italians will never, ever give up. Elise Conrad coming on for the French. She scored 7 more hits than her 2 opponents so far, so she is the most valuable fencer on the French team. And there is Macagno. Macagno has only managed to fashion 5 hits in her 2 fights. She needs 5 to draw level, and those have to be unanswered against the highest scoring French fencer on their team. This is a big ask. Ferracuti tried to close the gap in the previous leg, but was outfoxed by Francillon. 5 points to 2. You can see it's not her game, because 5 points down, you really have to be trying a little bit more. You have to be at distance, and she's just outside and launches the attack from outside, and Elise Conrad gets a double. Doubles are not helping the Italians. The French will be content. For the French. Now, the Italians quieten the French crowd down early on in the match, and they haven't really exploded back into life. I wonder, as the time runs down here, 2 minutes left in the final leg, if that French crowd start getting more boisterous and more noisy. Six-point lead. There needs to be more intensity from Macagno. She gets one back, but half of this final leg has gone, and the gap remains the same. Macagno needs to put the accelerator button down. She needs to press harder. She needs to push much more than this. Clearly not her game. And you've got to think that the Italians, with the order that they've chosen, put Macagno on last in the anchor roll, thinking that they'd have the lead. But they haven't. Substitute has been used by the Italians, also came on, did a great job. Well, they look back on this, the Italians, and think, well, maybe we should have taken the risk and subbed our anchor off. This has been an exceptional tactical battle. Both sides have played a part in making this a hugely entertaining gold medal match. France got into the lead, Italy came back at them. They're miles away from the target score of 45, so doubles don't help the Italians, but they're also not that big a problem as long as Macagno ups the pace. I feel she still has to be a little bit more intense. Got to see her sort of almost close the distance immediately, get right into distance straight away, force Conrad to put her arm out so that she can work, so that Macagno can work off the blade, just like that, exactly like that. Get into distance, force Conrad to use her blade defensively, stick her arm out, and then beat it out of the way. Conrad's using the piste. He's using the space behind her well now. Less than 30 seconds left to go. She's got to stay focused, but another one from Macagno in the next 10 seconds will make this interesting. Conrad just pressing a little bit. There was a chance there for Macagno. Another one, and she goes for it. Now we're down to 2. Now we have a chance here for the Italians to fight back. They need 2 more hits to level up. They've got 17 seconds left to do it. If they can level up, we'll have an extra minute of fencing. She's got to press more. And she does. She gets another one back. They're within 1, Italy. The French coach is screaming and barking instructions to Elise Conrad. When she goes forward, she has to go. Gets one on the wrist. That's a nice hit. There's still time. There is still time in this match. Macagno goes for it straight away, and it's another counter. Change beat hit, and a French trio in the background are jumping up and down. They're almost over the line here. Macagno chases her down the piste, and time is going to run out on them. The French have done it. What a comeback in the end from Macagno, but the French have done it here. Time has run out on the Italians. What a thriller of a women's epee team match. France have taken the gold medal here at Rhine-Ruhr 2025. vibes all around. Disappointment for the Italians, but the French, who took the lead, were reined back in by the Italians, but in the middle, they opened things up, and Elise Conrad just about held on to take the victory. It's gold for the Blues. Confirmation then that France have taken victory. Italy got to within 1 point of them, but the clock was against them in the final leg, and France have taken the women's Team Epee gold medal here at the World University Games of Rhine-Ruhr 2025, 37-34. It was a thrilling contest between the two most successful Olympic fencing nations in the women's Team Epee gold medal match. Italy taking on the French. The French got off to the better start, Elise Conrad going 5-3 up in the first leg. Emma Lepee came on in the second leg and scored the same points, 5-3, for a 10-6 lead. The French were buoyant as Océane Francillon came on. It was a bit more tempered in the third leg. The Italians, through Vittoria Saletti, closed the gap by 1 point. On came Elena Ferracuti, who fought her way back, and Italy as a team onto level terms. A superb fourth leg for the Italians. The French clocked it, and Elise Conrad went 5-0 in leg number 5. The French sitting pretty. The Italians felt they had to bring on their substitute, Eleonora also, and she did a cracking job, running 8-3 against Emma Ravere to close the gap up to 2 points as Saletti looked on. The French, though, were not done, and Francillon performed miracles in the penultimate leg, outscoring Ferracuti 5-2. The French looked home and done and ready for gold. But then, after a minute and 30 seconds of very little from Carola Macagno, she suddenly turned on the afterburners and got within 1 hit, but with 4 seconds left to go, she couldn't quite get over the line. And in the end, Elise Conrad saw France to victory, 37-34. They've been buoyant, they've been vocal,